that we call it CNM 383. Going from Toronto to Toledo, Ohio. It was a little bit 8335. A brand new SD75i ACC rebuild. I have to look up what it originally was. Trailing second is CN3124, a regular GEVO, an AT44AC. It's a regular GEVO that was trailing second. Trailing third is 2315, a DC GEVO. That was leading a 148 yesterday, on the day that it came back. Trailing fourth is CN2329, the trailer behind 2315, or 2329 was leading towards 148 the other day, on behind in front of 2315. And trailing fifth is 4719, a GP38-2. And 4719 would have been dropped in Sarnia, Ontario, in the Sarnia yard for the yard switcher. Good morning, rail fans. CNM 383 is coming down the line. We have a 5-engine lash up this morning. So let's see what he has today. Let's see what he has. The next train that we call it is CNM 399, going from the Toronto Macmillan Yard to the Kirkyard in Gary, Indiana. It's lit by 3894, 100-year anniversary GEVO. Intro and second is CN 3015, the CN's Veterans Unit. There's two of these, 3015 and 3233. 3233 is the only one I've not seen yet. Next train that is CNM 301, going from Toronto to Winnipeg. It's lit by 3177 with an epic sounding K5HL horn. And it has a little sticker. I don't know what kind it is. Yeah, this guy was going a bit faster here. And trailing second is CN 3042, a dual GEVO lash up for a lot of freight cars. And 6 cars down the train or 2 trucks loaded onto flatbeds. train that we call is CNQ 122, which met with 301 at School Road. It is led by 2320 with an epic sounding K5HL horn. It's a DCG leading. It's really dirty. And trailing second is CN 8818 with a wonky number board on the side of the cab, and there's no CN logo on the front of the cab doors. Good evening, rail fans. CNQ 122 is coming down the line. CN 2320 and CN 8818 are on this 122 tonight. He is running late. It's unexpected, so let's see. So 2320 East leading. Trailing second is 8818. So here comes 122. This is one special. Next train we call it CN L511, going from East Side London, Ontario to Kerwood, Ontario. It's led by 4725, a GP38-2 with an epic sounding P3 horn and has an EcuRail E-bell. This guy, an engineer, gave me a wave. Showing second is 7502, a GP38-2. And I last saw 7502 on CNA 425 when it was headed to Sarnia. when it was trailing third on CNA 425, in front of 75.24. And trailing third is 47.26, a GP38-2. This one also has an Ecurail e-bell and a K3LA horn. This guy has 5 grain cars and 48 axles, I'm assuming. Good evening, rail fans. CNL 511 is coming down the line. Final train, and the next and final train this video is VA87, going from Toronto to Sarnia. It's a little by 2322, a Siemens Charger, with an epic sounding horn, and Justin the Railfanner was on board. And trailing the engine is 2222. And like I just said, Justin the Railfan is on board, going to Wyoming. This guy's 5 passenger cars. It was taken on Saturday, June 28th at the Ewart Street Crossing in Strathroy. Coming down mile 20.85 on the CN Strathroy subdivision. Right now. Thank you for watching this video. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.